Hello everyone, I'm Geek Freak and welcome to the video. Happy Halloween everybody. I absolutely love this time of year. I love Halloween. And one of my favourite things to do is watch scary movies on Halloween. Like Halloween, obviously, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Michael Jackson's Thriller, anything that's scary. And I would also think back to the times when I was younger, thinking about the scary TV shows. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Goosebumps? You guys know what I'm talking about. And I will say, there was some really good TV shows back in the day that really was scary. Well, from either creepy to scary, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And so, I decided to make this list of the top 10 TV shows I used to watch when I was a kid. This list ranges from TV shows to episodes from a series. If you guys are interested in any of these series, please go and look them up, they're really interesting. I will also be giving names of the episodes that scared me the most on what's in this list. Well, what was scary to me when I was younger. And if you guys don't find any of these scary, then that's fine. And if you guys don't see your favourite series or your favourite episode on this list, that's okay, because it's only going to be my opinion. One or two of these might not be scary to some of you, but they were scary to me. And also, I'm going to be getting the obvious series out of the way. And as the list goes on, it'll get even more interesting. And some of these you might not recognise. And so, with all that said and done, let's resume with a countdown.
Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, I had to get this one out the way. Tales from the Crypt. This series was a no-brainer. Not only was this series scary, but it was also funny too, thanks to its host, the Crypt Keeper. It would talk about a certain subject, which leads to the actual episode of what he was talking about. And my favourite was Demon Knights, the movie. Even though I know there's more disturbing episodes than there is of the movie, I found the movie Demon Knights very enjoyable to watch. Its mythos was good, the monsters was goofy but scary. It might have not been the scariest, but it was still the most enjoyable. And I do highly recommend this series. So, without further ado, let's move on.
Beware, you're in for a scare.
Yeah, you guys know what this is. Goosebumps. Goosebumps had a story of the week in it, with different characters, different monsters, It wasn't as scary as Tales from the Crypt, but for a kids show back in the day, this was scary to me. And if I had to choose an episode, I would choose the very first episode, The Mask. An evil mask goes floating around trying to find a host and tries to take over its wearer. And it was pretty damn scary. And so with that said, let's move on. Oh yeah, now we get into the good stuff. Are you afraid of the dark? The opening to this series was scary and awesome, and I loved it. The opening alone is more than enough to give you nightmares. With that match lighting, and it says, "Are you afraid of the dark?" and it goes, "Ooh." That sent chills running down my spine. Like Goosebumps, it had a monster of the week, and a villain of the week, and different characters, etc, etc. But Are You Afraid of the Dark is much more scarier than Goosebumps. A group of kids goes in the middle of the woods to tell stories, and they are called the Midnight Society. In each one, every week, would tell a ghost story. This series is scary, but the one episode I'm going to suggest is The Ghastly Grinner. I mean seriously, The Ghastly Grinner looks like a combination of Pennywise and the Joker. It's pretty good, I highly recommend it. So with all that said and done, let's move on with the next one.
We interrupt this program to bring you Courage, the Cowardly Dog Show, starring Courage, the Cowardly Dog. Abandoned as a pup, he was found by Muriel, who lives in the middle of nowhere with her husband, Eustace Bay. But creepy stuff happens in nowhere. It's up to Courage to save his new home.
Stupid dog! You made me look bad!
Yep, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Okay, we all know that this series is scary, and to those of you who don't know, Courage the Cowardly Dog is about a dog named Courage, and he lives with his owners Muriel and Eustace. And this series as a monster of the week sort of thing. Now this isn't just some basic cartoon. Courage the Cowardly Dog is a very unique series. This is a series that makes you laugh, but at the same time scares you. And there has been a few times when I've actually been really scared of actually watching this series. And that's why I chose to put Courage the Cowardly Dog on this list. And I think the most notorious episode is King Ramsay's Curse. Oh my days, this episode was probably the most scariest episode I've ever seen on a cartoon. Especially for kids. But you know what? That's one of the reasons I like it. And that's the episode I suggest you guys go and watch. Go and watch Courage the Cowardly Dog, The Curse of King Ramses. That is probably the most scariest episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. And if you guys want more, I suggest the episode Demon in the Mattress, which is a parody of The Exorcist, which is both funny and scary, and the episode Everybody Wants to Direct. This episode has zombies and serial killers. It's pretty damn messed up if you ask me. So yeah, those are the episodes I suggest you should go and watch in Courage the Cowardly Dog this Halloween. And with all that said and done, let's move on.
You are welcome to Grizzly Tails for Gruesome Kids, a series of cautionary tales for lovers of Scream.
Okay. I know what some of you are probably going to say. Some of you are probably going to say, what the hell is this series? Well, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. Well, this series isn't exactly as scary as the previous installments in this countdown. In fact, it really should have been down at number 10. However, the previous installments are very well known to everybody. Everybody knows Tales from the Crypt. Everybody knows about Are You Afraid of the Dark? Everyone knows about Goosebumps. Which is why they're so low on the list. Everybody knows about them. But Grizzly Tails for Gruesome Kids did manage to scare me when I was a kid. As you guys can see from the opening, it's all stop motion, but the actual stories are actually in 2D. There's this old man that actually talks for a little bit in the beginning about a certain subject, and then he plays the actual episode. And the two episodes that freaked me out the most was The Spaghetti Man and Grandmother's Footsteps. Yeah, I know, very funny titles, but back when I was a kid, holy crap, they scared the hell out of me. And so I do recommend this series. Please go and check out those two episodes I just said, The Spaghetti Man and Grandmother's Footsteps. You can find them on YouTube. And so, on with the next. Oh, okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. I used to watch this all the time when I was a kid. I would come back from school, sit down, eat my tea while I'm watching TV, and if this was on, I would definitely watch it. Now, I'm going to make it perfectly clear that It's a Mystery isn't about stories. It's mostly about mysteries. There would be these presenters that would tell stories about people who comes across supposedly supernatural things, things that can't be explained, and things that can be explained. And these events supposedly happened. We go from ghosts to UFOs, the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot. Yes, technically it was a children's program, but that opening, oh my god, that was just scary. And there has been a few episodes that has scared me when I was a kid. Not only that, but it was very educational. Yeah, I know this is probably the most weakest one to put on this list, but saying that, this series is an unknown to some people, and it can be creepy. So if you guys want to educate yourself and be scared at the same time, I recommend this series. You can find these episodes on YouTube. The one episode I recommend is Season 2, Episode 2. I'm not saying that this is the only scary episode. All I'm saying is that this is the episode that I remembered the most. And again, it did creep me out. So if you guys want to be educated and be creeped out at the same time, please go and check this out. Now, when it comes to the next one on our list, well, you'll see.
Chills run down your spine. You break into a cold sweat. Your heart begins to pound. You are afraid. Tonight, on Scariest Places on Earth.
Holy crap, I love this series. Not only was this series scary, but it was also educational. This series is like It's a Mystery, except if they turned up the creepiness to 100. It's a Mystery was a 10, this is 100. This series, The Scariest Places on Earth, is a kind of documentary ghost hunting series. We would go place to place around the world, seeing all these different places where supposedly paranormal activity is, or we were taken to a place of interest like a location where people have been killed, or we're taken to an haunted castle or a haunted house, catacombs, that old shindig, you guys know what I'm talking about. And the star of the show is that kid's voice that narrates sometimes. Every time we are shown something, this kid with his scary voice would explain what happened in the past in his scary voice. And most of the episodes I've watched are pretty damn scary. This series isn't about stories, but a documentary paranormal series. Again, it's like It's a Mystery, but much more scarier. You can watch any episode and be creeped out. Any episode would creep you out. I highly recommend this series. Please go and check it out. And so, on to the next one. How scary was that opening? I must have been around somewhere between 8 and 12 when I watched this series. It starts off with the presenter. He talks about a certain subject for about 20 to 30 seconds. He's kind of like a sophisticated British, fully skinned crypt keeper from Tales from the Crypt. So yes, he would talk about something related to the episode that we're about to see, and then we cut to the actual episode itself. The actual episodes themselves are stories that's been reenacted on supposedly true events that happened to real people. Sometimes we would actually watch what's happening on what happened to these people, and then we would cut back to people talking about what happened in their experiences. It's kind of like a story documentary sort of thing. And these stories range from psychics to UFOs, monsters, ghosts. Now I'm going to let you guys know, I don't believe in ghosts, but I do love ghost stories. Now, if you guys are interested in this, and I highly recommend you guys go and watch this series, I recommend the episode The Ghosts of Chinkle Hall. This episode scared the living daylights out of me when I was younger. It's about this cottage that's over 1,000 years old. There has been seances and stories about monks and the persecution of Catholics. The episode of Chinkle Hall is very scary to me. But if you guys want a really good ghost story, I highly recommend this episode, The Ghosts of Chinkle Hall. Strange but true. If you guys can find it, please let me know. And as the series as a whole, I highly recommend it. It's a really good series. So again, The Ghosts of Chinkle Hall. Strange but true. And so, let's move on.
There are moments created by master filmmakers which unleash your childhood fears.
Something can come in and bite you on the neck and turn you into this horrible vampire.
They infuse our nightmares
The film was so strong that I was a little worried that I caught some plague off the film.
and terrify us.
Almost every horror movie now has that last little
They push the boundaries.
Those moments when you think this filmmaker is dangerous.
They make us scream
For half the movie, I was like,
and jump out of our seats.
First time the shark jumped up, and I jumped. I didn't go out and around like, Daddy. It was just boom, boom.
These are the moments we never forget.
Even Pinhead, who doesn't do a decent, nice thing through 8 movies, but somehow or other still manages to get fan mail from women who would like to bear his children.
Presenting the 100 scariest movie moments. A countdown of the greatest moments of cinema shot.
This is a funny entry on this list because it's an episode/series. Unlike the other entries on this list, this is actually a single episode, and it's over 3.5 hours long. This episode contains 100 of the scariest movie moments. And if you guys know what a countdown is, you guys will know what to expect. They start from 100 and they work themselves all the way down to the number 1. And from each segment, there would be these celebrities, comedians, directors, talking about each segment as to why the moments in these movies are scary. And also, there are 2 sequels to this. The sequel to this is 30 Even Scarier Moments, and its other sequel is 13 Scarier Moments. And if you guys was to watch this continuously, from the 100 to the 30 to the 13 Scarier Moments, you would have around 5 hours of leisure time of watching this series. Now I know some people are going to say, oh but Geefik, I don't want to watch a series that's around 5 hours long. Yes, I know what some of you are thinking, but just hear me on this. Not only will you guys be watching something scary, watching clips from movies that is scary, but you guys will also be discovering movies that you probably might not have heard of or seen before. And if you were to watch all of these countdowns from 1 to 100, from 30 to 1, and then 13 to 1, you'll be listening to trivia, you'll be listening to how they did it in certain scenes, you'll be hearing opinions from other people. Hell, this list might actually get you into these movies. Even though I recommend this mini-series, this isn't my favourite 100 Greatest Scary Moments video. That honour goes to the next one. This is the British 100 Greatest Scariest Moments video. Now some people are probably going to say, oh, but Geek Freak, what's the difference between this one and Bravo's 100 Greatest Scariest Moments? Well, there is a difference between this one and the Bravo one. The Bravo's Scariest Moments is all about movies. The Bravo one shows you the scariest parts of the movie. However, the British 100 Greatest Scariest Moments not only has movies, but it has also other things as well. It's from movies to sitcoms to cartoons, adverts, etc. From old black and white films to cartoons. It's all thanks to this list that I got into Quatermaster Pit, and it got me interested in the Stone tapes and Children of the Stones. This is a countdown I always watch every Halloween. Not only are you watching something scary, but it's also showing you guys the media of what you can go and check out after you've watched the entire thing. For me, this is a fantastic list. I absolutely adore it. Not only is it scary, but it's also showing you guys the media of other media you can go and check out. It's scary, it's interesting, and no matter how old this thing is, I always watch it at Halloween time. And I highly recommend this countdown for you guys to go and watch. And if you guys are interested in this list, I have uploaded the list on the site vidmaxx. It's all in parts from part 1 all the way to part 13. If you guys want a link, I'll leave a link in the description box below to that list. Well, that's the countdown. Was I right? Are there any other series that I should have been on this list? Please let me know in the comment sections below. If there's any questions you want to ask, please let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this list, because I certainly did. Now if you guys excuse me, I'm going to go and watch the 100 Greatest Scariest Moments on Channel 4. Happy Halloween everybody, I'm Geek Freak, peace out. Thank you guys for watching, and if there's a series you want me to check out and review and give my thoughts on it, or if there's a top 10 list you want me to do, or any reactions, or responses, or rants on anything geeky, just leave links and comments in the comment sections below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And if you guys want to follow me on my social medias, I'm on minds.com, Twitch, Dailymotion, and Hatron, Reddit, BitChute, aka the new YouTube, DeviantArt, Discord, VidMe, Gab, Twitter, Tumblr, Patreon, GoFundMe, PayPal, and my other social medias are down there in the description box below, so if you want to go and check them out, please do. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video. And please go and check out my new skeptic channel, Gypsy Freak. It's also down there in the description box below. Peace out.